Do you want to become rich? If so, this video is for you. In it, we'll share 8 powerful tips that will help you quickly and easily become rich. So, whether you're just starting out in life or are looking for ways to increase your wealth, these tips will help you achieve your goals. Make sure to watch until last minute. How to quickly and easily become rich. 8 powerful tips. Welcome back to the channel, Wanna Be Rich, where you can get practical ideas for building wealth and a successful life. Is it possible to become rich starting from nothing? Yes, it is possible. You don't have to be born into a wealthy family to become rich. You don't even have to be the smartest person. Many people dream of becoming millionaires, but only a few achieve that goal. However, achieving economic success is not as difficult as you might think. It is almost impossible to become rich without working and doing nothing. But if you are committed, have a plan, and are determined, you can make your first million a reality. There are a lot of people with great ideas, but they are still poor. Why? This is because their ideas remain just ideas. Ideas without an action plan are essentially worthless. Wealth, at its core, is a matter of choice. If you spend more than you earn every month, relying heavily on loans and financing, your wallet will be full of liabilities or debt, which will hamper your ability to save and invest money. If you choose to live a more moderate lifestyle, you will be able to increase your assets. This doesn't mean you can't have a car or take vacations. It means being more mindful of your expenses. Do you really need that 60 inches TV? Is that 170 horsepower German sedan necessary? Asking yourself these questions can help you see that you could use your money in better ways. So, let's begin here. Grant Cardone, the guy who has helped corporations and individuals generate more money for the past 35 years, began from nothing. And the author of the billionaire book How to Get Super Rich has long stated that everyone can become wealthy. Even those of you who are currently sitting on your IKEA armchair at home or crushed like a sardine in the subway. You can become wealthy regardless of where you come from, who you are, what you possess, or what you do. As a result, you may become wealthy from the scratch. Cardone is a man who runs 4 businesses that bill millions of years. So below are 8 steps to become rich, according to Grant Cardone. Here's what he recommends. These ideas and steps are valid for anyone. They're valid for him, and they're valid for you too. 1. Change your mindset. The instant you finally shift your thinking, your millionaire life begins. What has prevented you from being wealthy is not merely your existing situation, such as education and employment, but, more importantly, your mindset. If you begin to believe that you will never make it, you are digging your own grave. Begin to persuade yourself that you can achieve it. It is not difficult to become a millionaire. 2. Do some math. Consider how many different methods there are to make $1 million. For example, if you sell a $100 item to 10,000 individuals, you have just made $1 million. If you sell a $200 item to 5,000 customers, the outcomes are the same. Reaching a big number of clients is now feasible thanks to the internet and e-commerce platforms such as eBay or Facebook ads. Simply saying I want to get rich will not get you there. The first and most critical stage is to develop and establish a viable plan. In many ways, developing a financial plan not only represents the beginning of a project, but it is also what defines its success. As an example, suppose you wish to operate a restaurant. If you do not plan correctly, you will not be successful. What do you want to earn in your first, second, and third years? How many clients do you need to have each week to meet that specific goal? How much money do you need to invest to get that consumer flow going? And so on, are a few things you should ask yourself. Of course, your financial plan should include as many possibilities as possible. A well-written financial plan, like the Monopoly box, should always include elements that are unexpected and likely. 3. Create 3 sources of income. If you just work one job, you run the danger of losing your only source of income if the firm goes out of business tomorrow. The idea is that it will be extremely difficult to get wealthy with only one wage. This is true for both public and private sector employees. Whatever you do with lifelong employment contracts, the classic, quote-unquote secure job of the past is no longer available. A strong work and financial stability are crucial, but consider diversifying as well. The wealthy do not rely on a single source of income. You must have at least 3 revenue streams. You might, for example, invest in a financial product. You can sell items on the internet. You may start a blog. You might also invest in the stock market. You might also use your leisure time utilizing a computer to teach a language, renting out property and turning it into an Airbnb, for example. 4. Learn a high-income skill. A high-income skill is one that permits you to make at least $10,000 per month. Why should you study a valuable skill? Because there is no investment required and you have nothing to lose. All you have to do is find something you enjoy doing. Learn how to do things really well. Then you must locate consumers that require your services. Assume you decide to perform copywriting. This includes composing advertising copy, sales pages, Facebook advertisements, email marketing, and so on. Copywriting is a high-income talent since it can make you at least $10,000 per month. You must study it first, but fortunately, a plethora of helpful information is available for free on the internet. To save time, you might still get an excellent copywriting course and a lot of books. The second stage is to identify clients and market your copywriting services to them. You may, for example, assist them in improving the copy on their website. You are assisting them in increasing their conversion rate by doing so. The internet appears to be the answer to everything. So, let's have a look at how to generate money on the internet. Making money may be done in a variety of ways, and earning money online requires some specific elements. Here's a quick list of ways to generate money on the internet. There are 7 different ways to generate money online. Make content for your blog, YouTube channel, or any other social media outlet. Buy and sell your goods or services on eBay or other online marketplaces. Learning to code and create or maintain websites will be among the most practical methods to make money in the future. Develop your SEO skills. We don't say it at random, and if you know anything about it, you realize how difficult it is. Carry out the publisher's activity. Find deals with platforms, such as YouTube or Instagram, to insert advertising on your channels or products. Use the channels to find opportunities and calls to start your business. 5. Hang out with the right people. The term crisis is highly subjective. The following sentence is frequently heard: there is no money in sight. There is a crisis. Nothing could be further from the truth. Take into account that the money is always the same. Nobody takes it. As a result, it is never accurate that there is less money available. In truth, money is always the same, if not greater, than it was yesterday, because the bank constantly issues new ones. Start looking for who owns your money depending on what you sell. For example, if you've decided to sell wedding goods, start by joining newlywed Facebook groups. If you've decided to sell Rolex watches, begin by investing in city luxury hangouts. Finance and business in general are difficult fields. Understanding whether an investment or a company's startup plan is appropriate or wrong, safe or dangerous, lucrative or unproductive, is difficult for the layperson to understand when approached alone and from the outside. There are several factors that determine the performance and correct value of an investment fund. The risk of doing it yourself is not only that you would invest your money in dangerous and unsuccessful ventures, but you will also be unable to select the strategy that best meets your financial or commercial needs. You must associate with the appropriate people. These are experts who understand how to make wise decisions on the thousands of technical challenges that every business may confront. 6. Save if you're an impulsive consumer. I'm sorry, I have some terrible news for you. Once you have your first paycheck, you must learn to save. The worst thing you can do is start spending money everywhere. You'll be tempted to take some satisfaction with you. As a result, I recommend that you only devote a portion of your profits to this objective. Let's pretend it's 10%. Set the leftover aside. Alternatively, reinvest it. Avoid wasting money on frivolous things like tropical holidays. You can do those later. Luxurious cars and watches, dinners and star restaurants continue to lead the same life you did before. Instead of making reckless purchases directly once, create a separate current account where you may deposit your money and consider them untouchable. 7. Invest. You'll be tempted to live the good life and spend your money as soon as you start earning. There is nothing wrong with this, but keep your new profits separate and do not count them. Consider them exclusively for fresh investments, not for taking vacations right away. Those you will do later or purchase unnecessary items. The first thing to remember is that you should never focus solely on one investment. Diversification is the golden rule. That is, to invest in multiple stocks rather than just one. As a result, if one side fails, the other should succeed, allowing you to limit your losses. It is extremely unlikely that all equities will fall in value, but it is not impossible, and risks can be mitigated by diversifying the portfolio. Let me give you an example. Say you have $10,000 to invest and you decide to put $1,000 into 10 different investments, one of which is in Microsoft, because we all know how successful Microsoft has been. Even if your other 9 investments all fail and you lose everything due to your investment in Microsoft, you still have $500,000 in your pocket. This is why it is important to diversify. A well-constructed portfolio can withstand high levels of failure while still producing more than adequate returns. 8. Never go into debt. If you're in debt, no matter how wealthy you are, you're a slave to the banking system, You have to work to pay them and maintain the required standard of living, possibly at a job you don't even like. Therefore, never borrow if you're thinking of starting your own business or creating some kind of project, but you need to go into debt to do so. Start this venture only when you can cover all of the expenses yourself. This way, you are risk-free. And the lack of finances encourages us to find inventive solutions to issues. In conclusion, money is neither good nor bad. It is simply a tool that we choose how to use it. Consider how money affects your life, what joy and anxiety it can bring you, how money can help you and others, and how it can ruin your life. Provide yourself with everything you need to live once you have enough money for this. Then spend time and energy on your development. Then do something useful and help others. If you want to transform your life, stop making excuses and get to work. Nobody will do it for you. If you know other tips to get rich, feel free to share them in the comments section below. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you again soon in another one of our episodes. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos of building wealth and much more. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family so that they can enjoy it as well. With that said, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.